Hi everybody, I'm super excited to get started. I can't wait to teach you how to make your very own homemade wine. I want to take a minute to go over the course outline with you so you know how the course is laid out and what to expect. As you see here, sections 2 through 9 focus on theory, definitions, and supplies. For example, we'll start out learning about fermentation, yeast and sugar, and how alcohol is actually produced. Then we'll talk about some of the supplements that are added to wine to ensure that it turns out as a quality product that doesn't spoil over time. We'll also talk about the hydrometer, one of your most important tools, the purpose of adding sugar, and all the wine lingo that you need to be familiar with so that you can really speak the terms and sound like a professional. We'll talk about temperature. And again, we'll talk about the supplies and equipment you'll need, and you'll know exactly what you need to buy to be prepared for making wine. I'll also review with you the difference between making wine from freshly pressed juice, just like we're going to do, opposed to making directly from grapes, which is a little bit harder of a process, which maybe one day after you do it this way, you'll start to make your very own homemade wine from actual grapes. And then finally in this section, we'll talk about juice selection, the type of wine you think you might want to make, and what type of grapes are best suited to give you a dry or sweet red wine. During section 10 through 16, we'll actually be making wine. Here, you will watch me guide you through a step-by-step video demonstration on making your homemade wine. Topics of discussion will be on sanitizing your equipment. We'll talk more about yeast and sugar and how the alcohol is being produced. We'll talk about adding your supplements and how and when to add them. I'll show you how to use the hydrometer, and you'll learn about the aging process, and you'll become very familiar with the equipment and how to use it. In section 17, if you wish to make a sweet wine, I'll teach you how to do so. If not, you can skip this step if you plan on making a dry red wine instead. Section 18, I'll teach you the importance of degassing your wine. Then we'll learn how to bottle the wine and add wine labels to make your bottles look very professional, and I'll give you some extra tips and tricks to make your bottle look really awesome. Finally, we'll conclude with some final thoughts. And I really want you to understand that you can refer back to sections 2 through 9. They're there as your notes. And I don't want you to feel overwhelmed as you're going through section 2 through 9. There may be some things that you're not completely understanding in full, but that's okay. When you get to sections 10 through 16 and so on, you'll start to make the connection. You should really consider running through the entire course in its entirety before you start to actually make your wine. This way you'll be familiar with the layout of the course, where things are located, and it'll help you out in the long run to do it that way. All right, let's go make some wine.